the next event on the track is the men's 800 metres. The athletes out there and ready to go in this pretty big field. And Wycliffe Kinyamal of Kenya, just 21 years old. He's the Commonwealth champion. Hasn't raced though since Rome, weeks and weeks ago. He did win there in 1:44.65. He ran well in Shanghai earlier in the season to record a win and set a season's best of 1:43.91. 12 starters in this 800 metres. Some would argue that's probably a couple too many. Bramson will be the pacemaker as ever from the outside, the Dutchman and former European champion. 49.5 has been requested. That sounds a little optimistic to me. There is some great athletes in his day, 1:43 performer, but 12 years ago, he's 38 now, and still moves wonderfully well for a man of that vintage. Emmanuel Korir goes in lane 8, has that lane to himself. Quite a few lanes are shared. 1:45 this season. Recently ran a 44.5 400. Watch him. Sawinski, third in the US Championships, goes in lane 7, along with Clayton Murphy, his compatriot, the US champion, Olympic bronze medalist, of course, back in Rio. Still only 23, and he's shown much better form, Clayton Murphy, this year after hamstring problems affected him in 2017. Wycliffe Kinyamal, as I said, the Commonwealth champion. He's only a youngster, 1:43 his personal best, yet another off that Kenyan middle distance production line. Guy Lermont, season's best in his last race, the Scot, 26 years old, desperately keen to get under 1:45. His lifetime best was set last year. Nigel Amos in superb form when he won in Monaco on Friday evening with a world best for this year, 1:42.14, the Botswana, and he's in super form. Adam Kajot, mixed form from him this year, although he's twice World Championship silver medalist, including in this stadium 12 months ago. Jake Whiteman, well, a personal best in Monaco on Friday evening, over 1,500 metres. He had a super run there, 3:33.9, the Scotsman. Elliot Giles, an 800 specialist, European Championship bronze medalist 2 years ago in Amsterdam. The recent winner of the UK title in a slow tactical race. Daniel Rowden in that UK Championship finished in second place, the 20-year-old, his best 1:45.8. And Andrew Sargi, yet another Briton, he had his moment of moments back in 2012 when he made the Olympic finals, finished 8th in that race and a personal best of 1:43.7. And rounding back into reasonable form, Sargi, although he was only 4th in the UK Championships. But watch Nigel Amos in lane 5. He's been in supreme form this year, gradually clawing back his way towards his best form. He was 8th in the Commonwealth Games, but boy, on the outdoor season in the Northern Hemisphere, has he come back close to his best. He's a 1:41 performer, Amos. Has to start here as favourite in lane 5. Well, an unusually long hold there for a middle distance race. You can see the men tensing up there in the set position, or in the marks position, but away they go. Amos in that green vest, easy to spot. 5th in the World Championships last year. He began to return to his form after injury problems for a couple of years prior to that. And Bramson hits the front here now, through 200 metres in a very crisp, well, it was low 24s, I reckon Som had to run to get there. And Kinyamal, that is, oh no, it's Korir actually in second place, and it is quick, there's no doubt about that. So Eric Sawinski in 3rd. He loves to go out hard. His perfect distance, Sawinski, is probably 600 metres, Chris, but they've gone off very quickly indeed, and the field stretched out over about 15 metres at the moment with Kajot right at the back.
Well, I'm keeping a particular eye on Korir here, because he stepped down to 400 metres since the beginning of the season. A lot of people thought he'd gone away, and looking at some of the message boards over the last 48 hours, a lot of people tipping Korir to do some damage here.
Well, Amos shadowing Korir and Kinyamal. Murphy on the inside is strong. He's a good 1,500 metre run as well. Murphy ran 3:53 mile at the beginning of the season, but Korir beginning to wind it up now. Kinyamal on his shoulder. Amos going with them, but is he tired? Perhaps Botswana after his fabulous running on Friday evening in Monaco. Murphy in the slipstream of the two Kenyans, enjoying this ride, so to speak, clinging onto the coattails as Korir changes gear again. Kicks hard at the ground of the bend, comes round into the straight as Korir, and he's beginning to get away now. Kinyamal, gritted teeth, can't go with him. Neither can Amos. Murphy can't either. And look at this from Korir. The head bobbing backwards and forwards. 7 metres, 8 metres the lead. Watch the clock. This is quick. 1:42.05. Fabulous win there from Korir. That 4 producing, the training, the speed work in those legs pays dividends indeed. He's been away from 800 metre running a little while, won the Kenyan national title over 444.2, and that is special. 1:42.05, the quickest time in the world this year. Indeed, it makes him the 6th fastest man in history. Boy, oh boy, the race of the weekend, surely, from Emmanuel Korir. Didn't he take them to the cleaners, and he did so much of the work too. Built it up nicely to an extraordinary pace around that second bend, that last bend I should say, and he's beaten some big names there, but I'm sure that the place times are quick as well.
Well, Sebastian Coe, watching on there, will be absolutely full of amazement and admiration there. 1:42.05. 6 years ago, of course, we saw David Rudisha produce something special in this very stadium. Absolutely outstanding. And Korir, well, look at the head bobbing. Look at him go. Pulling away 6, 7, 8 meters. Absolutely lights out stuff. And the others left trailing in his wake. And all the portents, Tim, before this race were about Korir having got that sharpness from the 400 meters. A lot of people thought he'd gone away, gone a little bit AWOL, but he's back. And Korir producing something very special.
Well, the place time's fabulous too. Murphy, 1:43.12, a season's best. Kinyaman, exactly the same time, 1:43.12. Amos, 1:43.29, not bad on tired legs. Whiteman, 1:44.61, massive personal best for the Briton in 5th place. Kajot, 1:44.72, a season's best for him. Learmonth, 1:44.73. How desperately Gar Learmonth has needed that run. That time he smashes not only through the 1:45 barrier, but right down there to 1:44.7. Brilliant for him. Rowden, 1:44.97. That was a fabulous race for a British middle distance running with 3 men under 1:45 in an 800 metres. I don't think that's happened for quite a few years, but let's not take anything away from the astonishing run of Emmanuel Korir. I'd like to see him up against a fresh Nigel Amos, but we might have to wait quite a few weeks.
Well, that was special. Very, very special indeed. Kinyaman, incidentally, from the same village as David Rudisha.
Confirmation of that win, 1:42.05. Murphy and Kinyaman in 2nd and 3rd behind Korir, but the place times, the number of personal bests, quite extraordinary in that men's 800.